I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This Tom CPU. And he was giving me like little bits of information. And then the first person I ever talked to when I went out in January of 2024, it had just turned the year 24. No, 23. Because 20 January? I
think you're thinking 2024.
24.
Yeah.
It was fucking freezing out. It was a pretrial hearing, fucking freezing. And the first person I run into is Tom CPU. And I'm like, you're the guy that's been making comments on my video, because I could tell by his little avatar.
Yeah.
And I made that connection with him, and now we're friends. But it was so great to stand there next to him and go, we did it, Tommy. We did it. And he goes, isn't it fucking amazing, right? It's amazing, right? And it was just such a good moment to kind of share that with him, that we kind of came back around and to have him beside me. And I'll never forget that moment. And you can actually, if you watch the video, I have it on my channel, you can actually, at the end of that video, you can hear me and Tommy talking on camera. And I said, we did it, Tommy, we did it. And he goes, isn't it amazing? He goes, look at this, it's amazing. And it literally, it was like a movie moment.
Yeah,
it was just incredible.
That's all.
I'm sorry you couldn't be there, man.
I know.
I mean, but it was incredible, and it doesn't discount anything that you've done, because you've done a lot. And I have to say, thank you, Mohammed, for switching days with me so I could be there. He took my shift for the day. We swapped. Wow. I originally had a Friday off, and he had that Wednesday. I said, can we just swap? And he goes, I know how important this is for you.
Yeah.
I want you to be there.
Yeah.
And it just perfectly lined up that we got the verdict that day.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
That's so awesome.
It was good.
That's great.
It was good.
I'm glad you got to be out there, man.
It was cool. Yeah. It was very cool. And I was out there with Nan. I was out there with Adam Teeper. We spent time together, and it was crazy. We all kind of lost each other.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, because we were all together, and then we all kind of just scattered and lost each other. I think everybody found their place where they wanted to be when this happened. I got up on the stone wall out where the Deeds building was, and I said, I'm just going to sit right here and get the best shot when they walked out. And I was able to be there in that moment. Dina, thank you so much for the $10. She said, God bless the Free Karen Reed movement. I mean, that's what it's about. But I got the opportunity to be out there and check out and get a lot of video that day, which was great, and document that kind of last day. I have all that on my channel if anybody's interested in seeing that. I urge everybody to go watch it. You know, it takes you literally through the morning all the way up until the verdict. There's about an hour and 30-minute video that I put together with all that footage. So I urge everybody to go over. Nan says, I lost you, Brian, but thank you for lunch. Yeah, Nan and I went up and had we had pizza at lunch at the Dedham House. Yeah. And I was there earlier with Adam as well too. You know, it was nice just to see a lot of people that I had seen out there from the beginning of it all, and touch base with people, and to be there in that moment.
I'm sure nobody wanted a third trial more than the Dedham House of Pizza. Yeah. Because they made a lot of money off all the people that went there. Yeah, thousands of people out there.
And their food's phenomenal.
It is.
The best service.
Yeah.
They're great people. Yeah. I'm going to support. If you're you're down in Court or just in the local area, Dedham House of Pizza. You can't beat their pizza. It's amazing. The service is great. The restaurant is super clean. Yeah, they're just great people. Yeah, they're really great people. I mean, super clean. Listen, I've been in some grungy fucking pizza shops, but theirs is top notch. Their ordering system is phenomenal. You just go up; it's a touchscreen, or you can order with a person as well. But to go in and get a couple slices, and they don't skimp on their food. It's good.
That's great.
It is really good. So, I mean, it's been wild, and I focused. It's crazy, and if you want to touch on this really quick, I'd love to. Kohberger, we saw Kohberger admit to the murders, the 4 murders of those Idaho college students, and it was so surprising for me, because that's really what kind of launched my channel into this kind of genre of public support, and I guess I don't like saying this, but true crime, and that was kind of the case, and to see that kind of come back around just post Karen Reed and give my thoughts on that was wild. I mean, it was just beyond me. I thought I was gearing up, getting ready for a trial. I was doing some refreshers. I was getting, ready to go full Kohberger again. And all of a sudden we get this, he comes out and actually ultimately admits it. And I still think there's a lot to peel back in that. There's definitely some things that I'm going to be doing here on the channel, post Kohberger admitting that he did it. I actually just came across a channel the other day, this young lady that does 3D modeling, and she actually put together with all of the case evidence about a 13-minute video of all the 3D model of how you know, they speculated the murders went down. I'm actually going to be doing a live stream about that, and I've been communicating with her. And I told her, I think you have a big area of opportunity here. I'd love to see your 3D model of how, you know, take the case evidence in the Karen Reed case and show us through a 3D model how impossible it was that John O'Keefe did, you know, there was never a collision with John O'Keefe. So I'm actually going to be talking to her. Hopefully she can put this together.
Wow.
And she's allowed me to use her content. So I'm going to be doing a Kohberger stream here pretty soon and showing this 3D model and kind of walking everybody through it. But it's intense knowing more details now, watching that 3D model. And it's like, holy shit. Like there's so much stuff in it that didn't ultimately come out, but a lot of heavily vetted sources added to that 3D model. And it's like, wow, you know, it's crazy. But I'm trying to get her to do a Karen Reed one and show how impossible the Commonwealth's theory was. So we'll see what happens with it. We'll see what happens.
That was a wild case. It seemed to me it was a situation where, you know, I don't know. I always had a drift that he did it, even though I didn't follow it very much.
I knew right away.
Yeah. I kind of had it. I'm like, I don't know. I think this guy did it. And, you know, I think that's kind of going back to kind of like what's said about people that say, you know, you don't truly think Karen Reed's innocent. Well, I do, because I look at everything analytically. You know, some people say out there, like a lot of times when people get called a conspiracy theorist, right? Like I'm a conspiracy theorist when it comes to the JFK assassination.
Or UFOs?
UFOs, I have a difference of opinion on UFOs.
Okay.
I actually believe the opposite of what I believed when I was a teenager and 20-year-old, but I changed my views on it recently, but in the last 10 years. But there's some things I do believe are a conspiracy. There's many other things I want, but sometimes you get typecast as well. If you're a conspiracy theorist on one thing, you must be a conspiracy theorist on everything.
Things. Yeah, but it doesn't work that way.
No, being very analytical like I am, you know, I look at the Karen Reed case and I say, do we think she did it? I looked at it from both sides for a while. Early on, I'd listen to some before I realized how that the anti-Karen Reed, you know, weren't going to budge. I was like, well, sometimes they present theories. I'd look at it, I'd study it. I'm like, well, no, I think they're wrong. I think she's innocent because, you know, that's what happens when you're learning things. You know, like I was 2.5 years ago. But with Kohberger, I'm like, let me just look at this. I don't know. Is there any other suspects? And I think that's what interested me about the Karen Reed cases. It seemed like there were other suspects. With Kohberger, it was like you never really heard about any other suspects. It's like, you know, well, someone else may have done it, could have done it. It was kind of like with the O.J. Simpson case. You never really got that alternative reasoning why somebody else could have done it. With the Karen Reed case, it's like, well, they want to say out there Karen Reed did it, but I'm hearing a lot of alternative reasons why she didn't do it. And I think one of the biggest reasons were the wounds. Was it looked like a dog attack?
Yeah.
That was really huge. And I think that was probably the biggest reason. Now with O.J. Simpson or Kohberger, it's like, well, okay, let's entertain this. If you don't believe that they did it, please provide me some information that would show that someone else could have done this. And I think with both those cases, you don't really see enough information to say, well, there's reason to believe blah, blah, blah. And I think when Alan Jackson spoke in Fall River a couple months ago, we were at that event, he kind of talked about him and Eliza Little's initial reaction to the Karen Reed case. Like, this is crazy. Are you kidding?
He said it last night.
Yeah.
He goes, I see the dog bite. I hear about the case. And he goes, I used my, what do you say? My wonderful, or something to the sense of my wonderful intercom system.
Right.
And I said,
Liza,
can you come in here?
Liza, get over here. Liza,
you're not going to believe this. And she came running in the room, and the rest is history. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. The thing that, in real quick, you know, we'll touch on this again. The thing that's really wild about it too is looking at that 3D model, and I'm going to be doing a live stream about it because it's intense, and the creator of that, she's allowing me to use it on the channel. I've spoken to her, and again, I want her to. I think it would be great, and I said, you have an opportunity here. I'd love to see. Her name's Amber, and I'd love to see her do this. But the thing that's really wild about it is with her 3D modeling, and now getting all the security camera footage that's been released. And she actually did some modeling for a Dateline episode, which is pretty cool.